Thank you, Cardell. Thank you, Cardell. That is just the tip of the iceberg. But I want you to remember tonight, just at this 2nd Street here, we had a massacre in 2nd Street of Agricola. Don't forget. Do not forget Donald Allison. Do not forget Adriana Young Agricola. The PPP coming in here and WIN wind the same like a whirlwind. And associated with, I cry, I scream, I run to comfort you. Y'all be careful. Not for the sake of $2. The run and the dirty roads. The run, the dirty roads. But y'all didn't realize what to do. At every corner they put up cameras now. And y'all know that's so what? Hold on. I want to touch on one point. Cardell was talking about development for youths. Let me say this to you. Agricola, the APNU, our leader, our next president, spoke about small businesses. And I want to call a couple of names from this community that I, Elizabeth Eloise Williams Nile, speaking to you with my full chest, guaranteeing you that when we go into government in October, your name will be the first on the list. Natalie Boyce, where are you? Natalie Boyce, where are you? Natalia Critchlow, Chanel Rose, Gay Hisoon, Beverly Gaino, Karen Simmons, Charmaine Gordon, Melissa, Debbie daughter, my schoolmate, Akeem Critchlow, Miss Celia, your brother. I want y'all listen. I can call the names again. These are just a few of the small businesses that I'm telling you that I will help. The first thing come as we are sworn into government. I, Elizabeth Williams, promise you that I will ensure you get access to that grant to build your business. Natalie Boyce, Natalia Critchlow, Chanel Rose, Gina Kisoon, Beverly Gaino, Karen Simmons, Charmaine Gordon, Melissa, baby daughter, Akim Critchlow. And if I forget anyone, Eddie, the Gina, I promise you, and Mr. Bala, speaker, a young dynamic man, a young lawyer by profession, a young man that I taught, brilliant, energetic. Let's put our hands together for none other than Eden Corbin.
Left, right, yes, we just a come. Left, right, And I say, here comes trouble. All right. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two. All right. Going down to the home stretch. The youths would say we forward in. But I want to use the word. Because we in a part of forward nothing. We always move in. And there's one direction we going in. So we're heading to the last couple days of this. That means that everything that we've been talking about over the last few weeks, over the last few months, few years, Agricola, the time is near. Look at your neighbor and say the time is near. We almost there. But let's not get carried away. We gotta focus. We gotta ensure that when we go to the polling stations on September 1st, our intentions are clear. Anybody can tell me where your intention is? Where your intention is? You're putting it by the cup? I ain't like to know. You're putting it by the cup? We have to palm it off. Make your intentions clear. Don't split the vote. These people that are coming to you and preaching you messages of better life, of promises and a whole lot of dreams and imaginations. Just arrived the other day because we get something we don't like and we got to live a normal life like the average Guyanese. For the youths, ask yourself, who was there for you? You heard it from Comrade Elizabeth when there were massacre murders on the street. Hi, good night. How you doing? Who was there for you? We were right here. And yes, we're not coming as the government. So we don't have dreams to realize and promises to keep and dreams to sell. We are coming to you as average Guyanese, just as yourself. We are coming to you as a representation of what hard work and dedication means. And we have lived the life that you have all lived. We didn't empower our friends, family, and favorites to the point where they could turn their backs on us and start up their own thing. Yes, we may have lost a few persons in this battle, but you show me any battle that you don't lose a few soldiers. Much less if it's not no good kind of soldiers. You carry me to any war that you fight that you don't lose a few people. And God thank you that the people will lose. You see what happens when you start talking about these kind of things? You see what happened, Philip? Flip it on. Alright. They say here comes trouble. I guess the trouble reach. You see what happens when you start talking about these things, signs and wonders, people. You gotta pay attention. And that's my message, focus. So Agricola, don't worry. We ain't no soldier short. Soldiers leave and soldiers come. That is the nature of this business we in. People come and people go. But you see, when we come, we don't go. We stay right here for you. Because if APNU was not a party ready to take the government, we wouldn't be in this meeting right now. We wouldn't have the press always coming and stalking we to find out who we there and who come to we meetings. They wouldn't be saying all those disparaging things about our comrade leader if they didn't think we was a threat. Think again. We are here, Agricola, and we haven't come to play. We've come with a serious mandate that puts people what? That puts people what? And we are going to put you first. The public servants, don't worry. You don't have to worry about victimizations and letters being sent to you and disciplinary actions because you want to support a certain party. You're getting 200,000 minimum. For the people with children, $120,000 for childcare. For the university students and those persons thinking about university and those persons who say that university too expensive and is a waste of time, we gonna give you $50,000. Take that for your talking. We're giving you $50,000 per month. And I could go on and on and on about the things that we're giving you, but you know. So my message is to remind Agricola that we got to stay green. Because when the boat start to rock, you don't jump overboard. When the ship start to shake, you don't jump overboard. You close your ranks. You get tight and you go to the last thing that was right. You don't go and try new things. And Agricola, you always never area for trying new things. The grass can't be green upon the other side when we done green. The grass over the red. Stained with the blood of your family members, of your relatives, of your family that in jail on remand for some stupid crime and they can't see the light of day yet. The same government that come in here and arrest you by children. That is victimization. That is persecution. And these people never bring in Lamborghinis. They just try to feed their families, Agricola. And now you coming up and waving blue flag and waving red flag. You know where you get the energy from, youths? You know where you get that life from, youths? You know the history of Agricola? It is a Roman Dutch word meaning agriculture. I don't know how more green than that you want to get, people. I don't know how more green than that. And it's not just the agriculture of the fields. It is the agriculture of the people in Agricola. The resilience of this community. A community that knows how to rise up and defend their own. A community that is not bullied. And more importantly, a community that cannot be bought. Say yeah, yeah. So when they come with their money wrapped up in their packages, when they come with their dreams, when they come with their promises, you tell them no. Because if we want Agricola to grow, if we want Second Street to grow, the PPP must what? If we want our East Bank to grow. Oh, like, y'all like the traffic? Y'all like the traffic? If we want our Guyana to grow. So Agricola, this is not the time to slumber. This is not the time to be on the fence. Because if you see the same fence I see, you know the fence shaking. It's rotten. Because anything that separates us from the PPP got to be the grace of God. And more importantly, a man. A man by the name of Aubrey Compton Norton. Give a clap for that. And if you know, like I know, that he has to be, not got to be, he has to be the next president of this country. Make some noise. We're not here to play Agricola because elections is what? It is serious business. We are presenting to you not just a party, but we are presenting to you a lifestyle, a better lifestyle for you, where that you could get value for your money. You see the problem with the PPP, I am convinced, and nobody can change my mind on that, is that they want us to live out of their hands. They want us to live out of their crumbs. Because look when development and growth is start happening in areas like this. Look at when attention is suddenly given to these areas. And we got people like Miss Elizabeth Niles in here fighting every day on the sidelines with you. And then you go in and fight blue. Like you don't have a clue. You see me? We on the green team. Because the green team is clean. And we got the machine. And the machine we got for the PPP and anybody else is two Jumbilash. Say it with me, two Jumbilash. And before I get charged with terrorism and inciting something, let me explain what I mean. So for the PPP people on Facebook, just hold on for a minute. I get into it. When I said two Jumbilash, was we saying, but we voted for the war. And the palm gonna be on your ballot paper. You gonna got one for general and one for what? Good. And if you mark your X by the palm for general, it's a Jumbilash. And if you mark your palm by the X for regional, it's two Jumbilash. And if each one of we do that, that is enough Jumbilash. Tell them they could close down the concussion highway. We got the headache for you. So we come to play Agricola. We vote in green. We dream in green. We wake up, we eat in green. Because it's not time to play. Elections is what? No, man. I'm talking all this time for nothing. Elections is what? It is serious business. So don't play with your vote. Come out. Bring out everybody. Don't worry with the corruption. There's a reason why they banned the word. Don't worry, we live in this Guyana. Before I go off, I go come off. Honestly. September 1st, I want you to raise up your palm and make some noise! Because if we want Agricola to grow, the PPP must what? They must what? Thank you, Agricola. I'm the Burmese in this, so one man bringing this one to you live. And I'm going to send this our vibes. Make it way to Burmese for the season. Everyone who's coming in, that's why I make the way up to Burmese, right? In this job, let's do this.
All night tonight. Malika McPherson. Malika McPherson. Malika McPherson. Natalie Boyce. Auntie Beverly, the pastry lady at 1st Street in front of St. Anne's School. I got you. I got you. Remember that. I'm calling your names because I got you. Your name written down not in a black book, but in a good book. I want to call it not a bloody name. Colin John. Colin John. Wake up, my brother. I call you from the podium. Yes, my brother. Yes, my friend. We go back a long way. The ladder and carpet, we eat from the same plate. Wake up, my brother. Agricola, yeah, don't excel out. Remember your years. Remember your struggles. Remember the advantage PPP take on this community. And then they're running around with a $3 million contract. The devil is a liar. If we sleep now, we will sleep forever. These people coming back with a vengeance. Today, I want to give just a few minutes to one of the old Agricola. Just a few minutes. She not going to talk long. Our own Miss Yvonne Smith. Give it up to her when she comes. Our one of our constituency candidates. Miss Yvonne, careful, don't step. Let's go. Agricola! I'm not hearing you. What really going on? I said Agricola, good night. Much better. One PPP area, I'm telling Rob Street. And when Mohammed there, one area too. I come tonight to tell you, one, we will maintain Agricola is not for sale. Repeat it, Agricola is not for sale. There were times in Agricola, you're afraid to
walk at nights. You're afraid to even look out. Because why? You had the Phantom Gang, you had this gang, and you have numerous murders, all because of the PPPC. Do you want to put them back there again? I can recall one morning I came home from work, and this guy, Barrow, aka Gorpo, I went and see the head. He ain't seven from the body. And all these sorts of things. Do we want to go down that road? Young people, I have a special message for you. Y'all know when this is all passing or pass on, I would say good morning, good evening. That is a way of getting you accustomed to have manners. And most of you do answer. My party, the APNU, has a vision for our young people. And I want you to grasp at it. Don't want what PPP might promise or win might promise. When you have served your purpose for those people, then I know uses for you. Agricola youth, I want you to wake up. There are job opportunities in this country, but people are choosy. What you got to do? Get in your field, and APNU will see you through. Come September the 1st, you're putting your vote, your X, to the hand and the palm, and you're voting APNU. Let me hear you. APNU. That signifies we will be bringing our next president of Guyana, Aubrey Compton Norton. Agricola, this is no joke. This election is a serious election. And your vote counts. Y'all know how I just run house to house and encourage people to come out to vote and do it? Because your vote counts, it depends on your life, your children's life, your grandchildren's future. There might be lots of young people who cannot remember the past. Yes, children, yes. Agricola, how we voting? A-P-N-U. Speaking about these contracts, it disgusts me to see my people cleaning these drains. Yes, you might get a money, but after 6 or 7 months, what? Nothing. In the APNU, there will be a consistency so that you can be able to maintain your family. The pensioners, I take my hat off to you, of which I am one. We will be getting 100,000 come when the APNU gets into power. The 41,000 can't do nothing. By the time you turn and twist, it's finished. Also, your wages, people. People are living from paycheck to paycheck. By the time you finish paying bills, you do not have anything else. No recreation money. Come September the 1st, Agricola, I implore you to vote APNU, whereby we will have the next president of Guyana, Aubrey Compton Norton. On my closing, I will say Let's look for the future for our children and grandchildren. Thank you, Agricola. No way we stop in the streets and tonight. The next speaker, because I want everybody to speak, the next speaker will be our own Mr. Dylan Carter. Give it up to him. You want This year, who's the president? This year, who's the president? This year, who's the president? This year, until the years, 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 until after your who's the president? This year, who's the president? This year, who's the president? This year, who's the president? I think close with him. Hands in the air. I get you up. I get you up. I get you up. The evening I get you up. We are here. The APNU. The next government is here. The Mandarin is blessings. We are blessed people. Tonight I get you up. And to the viewing public, the entire Guyana, we come to try the case of the government in the People's Court. In the People's Court, we have the court case here. The fourth case that we're going to call is the case of Adriana Young. The case of Adriana Young. How does the people of the society find the government? Guilty. Guilty. I'm going to ask again, how does the people find the government? All right, we're moving on to the next case. How does the people find the government as it relates to breaking down the houses of the residents of Maka and burying the pigs and the sheep and the dogs alive? We're moving on to the next case. The animals and the harassing. How do you find the government? How do you find the government, Agricola, as it relates to the cost of living? The Brighton power ships, Agricola. Is it serving you? Is it serving you? How do you find the government? We're moving on. Tomorrow the joint servants are voting. How do you find the government as it relates to the helicopter crash report that they have not released? We are moving on. How do you find the government as it relates to the Madia Dam fire? We are moving on. How do you find the government as it relates to the parole and the indigenous grounds? I'm going to say this, Agricola. The court has been well oiled. In the case of Sue, how do you find the vice president? All right. Since the court finds the government guilty, And the court is the people, the electorate, the poor man, the small man. Your only choice is to elect a government that will do things to you, which is the government of APNU, a government for all who not around to Agricola. I'm going to say this again. They do not care about you. They do not. Somebody said devil get out. Somebody said devil get out. Agricola, they do not care about you. Let me tell you, since you would have found this government go through, what the next government, the APNU government will do as it relates to cost of living. We will increase public servants' salary by 25%. We will increase public servants' salary by 25%. We will raise the tax threshold to 400,000 Agricola. Somebody say 400,000. All those who are 18 and older, put up your hands. If you are 18 and older and you're earning less than 400,000, we pledge to you to give you a free house. That we pledge that. It's not a promise, it's a pledge. Agricola, wake up. And for communities like Agricola, be vigilant. They are planning to come in here and arrest our young black brothers. Be vigilant. They do not want you to vote. Agricola, be vigilant. Be vigilant. Be vigilant. We are going to provide a $10,000 GPL subsidy. You know what that means? If your light bill comes $12,000, you only pay $2,000. When it comes to GWI, if you're devil, you're a liar. Somebody said devil, you're a liar. When it comes to GWI, we are going to give you a $5,000 subsidy. What that means, if your bill comes $6,000, you only pay $1,000. If it's $5,000 less, you pay nothing. We are looking to take the pension money higher, 120,000. Somebody say enough money. We are in negotiation when we take office to lower, I said negotiation, lower the pension rate or age salary from 65 to 60. We are a caring government. We are a caring government. In closing, Agricola, remember, if Agricola and Guyana is to grow, the PPP must what? The PPP must what? And we are voting APNU Guyana. APNU. Believe it.
All right? Lil Wayne can't stop me. Lil Drizzle can't stop me. We bring a message. I want to bring to the microphone. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, gentlemen. I want to bring to the microphone one of the men who stood up against this PPP government. One of the men who told this PPP government that corruption will not grace his farm. And he will speak to the issues of what went down in this village and to the military. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Paul Williams. Welcome. Hey. Left, right, just so just a come, left, right, ooh, yeah. And then say, here comes trouble, here comes the danger, send by the Savior, welcome the Rasta youth. I start picking, so just for Selassie, army, here comes trouble.
Agricola,
Good night. Agricola. Good night. It's a pleasure being here. Come on. Rain shouldn't stop our purpose and intention. This should motivate us and to show how strong we are. Look our sister there. Despite as to her challenge, she still remained resolute and be here to show her presence. Because why? She wants to ensure that her presence is being felt to create an impact for the change that we're looking for coming September 2nd. Agricola, this village did not happen by accident. This village came into existence because of our foreparents. This village has special appendages. And because of that, what I'm saying that the name of this village must remain guarded and standing high throughout this country and anywhere Agricola is being mentioned. For a number of years, as of 1992 thereafter, this government has targeted this village in several ways. And my early speakers would have mentioned the amount of atrocities and also the problem between the police and this community. But yet still, whatever they have tried did not break the strides of Agricola, but rather make you stronger. It is important that the youths know the history of Agricola and understand the purpose of Agricola. And that should not change at no time whatsoever. We have recognized how much this government has failed us and continue to fail us. Because why? We are not the people who they can easily, but we are not the people who they can easily influence, and we are not the people who will ever change our focus and purpose from standing up for what is right. Agricola, we have seen over the years that this government, almost 23 years and over, and coming back from 2020 to present, has been given the glorious opportunity to make Agricola a better place. And they have failed us. They have allowed this community to be ruined and run into arrears with the law, and also to make our young people within this community feel that they have no purpose. They are no longer important. But Agricola, we are here to tell you tonight that you're important. You are still Guyanese, and you have a major role to play in the development of this country and the future of your comrades. I want you to know that come September 2nd, under the leadership and the presidency of Aubrey Compton Norton, Agricola will return to the place where it was, what I knew years ago, a place that you could have come and party, a place you could have come and associated, have a drink, feel at home, and being welcome and treated with respect. But now they have made this a place where persons feel afraid to enter. Because why? Everything about Agricola, they want it to make it bad in the news. But there are lots of good things in Agricola which are not making the news. And why? Because they want to stigmatize Agricola. You, the people of Agricola, have a right to ensure that you maintain that respect and to safeguard this place. And that is why in our message throughout Guyana and Agricola here tonight, we are appealing to the young people. You are the ones who we want to get the message. This is not a time of chances. This is a time of positive decision. This election is an election for your future, for your generation to come. Persons can find themselves in connection with the government, and because you're connected, there is no way you're going to face the blunt or the consequences of the law. Persons can rape and pay their way out. And when those things do happen from the higher level, those things being ascended down to the lower level. And those are things we have to ensure that no longer plagues our society. There must be a law that is equal and balanced for all. Each and everyone must face justice, and each and everyone must be in receipt of justice. If we do not cause this change, I'm saying that Guyana is going to be a state of survival for the fittest. And we don't want that to happen. Agricola, let me show you. We have seen for the number of years under this government, our young ladies, most of them, are employed as security guards. Security guards. Our young men are in the prison. They are in the prison for offenses that they are charged, and there is no evidence to support that. And I'm not wishing, or I'm not just imagining. I'm telling you this because I'm in the court every day, and I'm seeing what is being unfolded. That many of times when they go up there, the matter being called, some of them goes to the remand because they are unrepresented. They do not have money in order to either pay bail or to have an attorney. But when those matters are being ventilated or evidence are being given, many of the times they turn out to show that there are not enough evidence to convict. But then what happened? Our young men find themselves languishing in the prison for months, for years, when they could have been outside here contributing to society and also to be there for their families. But then this government doesn't see a problem with that, because why? They wanted to ensure that they make it appear as though they are enforcing law and orders, but they are being selective. Because look to see who the persons they are showing the world that are criminals. And the persons who ought to be shown as the real criminals, they are being shielded. They are being set free. They can able to pay and walk, and thereafter still find themselves being a part of this government. Look what this government has caused us. For the number of years, we have find ourselves in a situation where our youths are more inclined of being gamblers, depending every day at super bet to make a livelihood, rather than going out there and to do a job which they're sure that they will be paid of. But they are at super bet, depending on those probabilities, hoping that they can make or lash a pot. And many a times, they're the ones who are being lashed up. As they're being lashed up, there's nothing to bring to home. And when they return home, that of itself turns out into domestic issues. And these are the things that are running on and on within our society. And yet still, this government doesn't see it important to address it. Our joint services members, I can tell you this, I've served the Guyana Police Force for 38 years. And never throughout my service, as of 2020, when I was pushed outside, as of to 2020, I can tell you, I've never seen members of the force are being assaulted and abused by members of the public as how I've seen it is happening from 2020 to present. And the reason for that is because the ranks are being given instructions which are wrong. They are given instructions which are selective, and also they are not being properly trained how to deal with members of the public. And because of their aggressiveness, because of their failure to exercise flexibility in the execution of their jobs, that is why you find it becomes more confrontational rather than being of resolution and of good purpose to the community. Agricola, coming of September 2nd, when the APNU gains power and into government, we're going to ensure that you have a police force that can relate to you, that can solve your problems from a community perspective, and to know definitely how to relate to you. Please, I want you to know that everything that is happening, we have been taking note of. And at no time, at no stage, on our next opportunity be given, under the leadership of Aubrey Compton Norton, we're going to neglect Agricola. Agricola, you are to ensure that we have our young people well taught, well schooled, and being well advised to let them know that there's a bright future ahead of them. And the future can only come with the decision they make coming September 1st, when they go to exercise their franchise in voting. It is important that they know what is in store for them. When you look at our manifesto, we have declared, and our leader has signed the pact to say definitely these are the things we're committed to. One, we're committed to ensure that there's a 35% increase for all public servants and even the private sector workers. We are to ensure that our pensioners has been given $100,000 a month. We are to ensure that every child below the age of 18 will be received of a $10,000 grant every month, and calculated to the end of the year is $120,000. And if you have more than one child, look in terms of what you'll be in receipt of, because that will be the amount for each child. Also, within our manifesto, we have made a pledge that you will be given a rent-to-own home. A rent-to-own home simply means that based upon your income, you'll be given an home and you'll pay, and as you pay, at the end of it, it is yours. There is no way you have to worry about where the home will be taken back, or if you go into defaultership, you will find yourself running amok with how as though it is a mortgage. It is no way in that aspect. Also, we have made a pledge that we will ensure that persons attending the university and persons who are attending high institution of learning will be given $50,000 a month for you to pursue your education, and many others. They are pledged to ensure that the agriculture sector is being improved and rise to the level that we can able to see it maximize and it help to produce, that we can able to sustain ourselves and even send further field, and not only relying on the oil economy. Also, we have made a pledge to ensure that our young people are being trained, are being skilled and reskilled to come to the level where they can able to make meaningful contribution to this society. Today, at the VP press conference, when being asked by the reporter as it relates to those things that is being said in our manifesto, if Aubrey Norton is capable of delivering, and also the question was asked if Aubrey Norton is capable of giving free house lot as being stated, the vice president said that what is being said by Aubrey Compton Norton, it is just a puff, or it's just a being political gimmicks and not capable of being realized. But if you listen to our leader, when the manifesto was launched, he said they have made a stakeholder engagement. They've walked from region to region, village to village, and engaged everyone as much as possible for almost 3 years before they could have arrived at such a manifesto. And it is the best that is ever seen for a long time in Guyana and maybe throughout the region. And I want to say to our listeners and our viewers that what is being stated and mentioned there, it is capable and possible of being delivered once we are being voted into office coming September 1st. So there's no way you should be hoping. There's no way you should be imagining. Just be real. Go there, vote APNU, and your dreams, your desire, your imaginations, and everything as it relates to a better life will be realized under the APNU. Agricola, I want you to remain a strong community. Remember, together we stand, divided we fall. And once Agricola stands together, it simply means that definitely nothing will be impossible for you to achieve or accomplish. But if you decide to allow yourself to be divided, and persons allow themselves to be caught up in the rabbit and carrot situation, just for a little contract, and to make yourself feel as though you're special and better than your other brothers and sisters who choose not to, please, I'm telling you, it is wrong. Because many of those persons who have given contract, especially our people, are doomed to fail. We have seen it happening. We have heard it. There was a young man on social media who said that he was given a contract. And that contract caused him now to even pledge his motorcycle and his motor car in order to feel that he can able to enhance himself, to get more equipment to do the job. But yet still, he ended up at zero, losing everything. Everything. And this is what we have to understand. Many of our brothers and sisters out there are facing hardship despite their given contracts. The conditions in the contracts, none of them don't even know what they're signing to. And those conditions even cause them to lose the contract. But they're not bold enough to come out and say what they're facing and what is happening to them. But they're trying to give us the impression as though all is well and everything is okay. But lies. Lies. Because why? They don't want to be laughed at. they won't want to be feel ashamed about, and they don't want to come back home. But we are waiting to welcome you. We are waiting to welcome you because Guyana belongs to all of us. So come September 2nd, when we get into office, there's no way we will discriminate. All races are welcome. All our brothers and sisters who walk away, we welcome you because there's a place for each and every one of us. For Guyana to grow, the PPP must go. And for Agricola to grow, the PPP must go. So Agricola, please, I've seen many of my brothers and sisters out here. And I know many of you in your homes are hearing us. And don't let this message fall on deaf ears. We have stood here in the rain to ensure that this message and our purpose is being executed because we see the importance of it at this time. And if we fail to recognize this moment, I'm telling you, we're doomed to fail for a long time. Many times, I've said it before, we get on our knees and we pray. When situation presents itself, we say, oh God, where you there? But in my growing up, I know, and I've heard it, and I believe it. God don't come in person, but He send. He creates situations and circumstances for us to open our eyes, for us to act appropriately and accordingly and timely. But many times we want to ignore it because we want things ready-made. We want things microwave. But listen to me. Nothing comes easy. You must go for it. Faith without work is dead. And I know for sure, Agricola, you're not dead. Your people, despite with all the challenges that you're going through, you still remain united. You still stand strong and want to be recognized as persons and people and residents and citizens of Agricola. And as a result of such, this is the opportunity for you to maximize this moment, September 1st. If he who know the works and hear the words and fail to do as so instructed, you shall be beaten with many stripes. What are the many stripes? Poverty, crimes, destruction in your homes, okay? Community problems, divisions, separation, and all those things. Because why? We have failed to recognize and acknowledge the importance of togetherness. We have failed to recognize and acknowledge the importance. It's time to stop being fooled. Time to stop being fooled. Why is it that we can make decisions when our neighbor and us are not speaking? Why is it that we can make decisions when you said your husband, your child father who is not bringing money at home and taking care of the children, and you can go to the court and take out the summons and all those things, you can make a decision. And why now you cannot make decision as the government who's been using you, who's been walking on you, who's been trampling on you, and who has been depriving you of what you're entitled to? You're not asking for a favor. You're standing up for your entitlement. You're standing up for your entitlement. There will be no justice coming to you from this government. I'm telling you, because why? It is nowhere in their vocabulary. You will listen to all their presentation and everywhere they go, they're not mentioning those words. They're not speaking about justice. They're not speaking about equality. They're not speaking about equity. They're not speaking about end to corruption. They're not speaking about end to nepotism. They're not speaking to the end of cronyism and all those things. All they're telling you, we have a better life for you. We have prosperity. We have more jobs. We have more homes and all those things. That is all about life. Well, when you see just those things and you want to settle for that, let me tell you something. We're a lost nation. Guyana, wake up. Agricola, wake up. This is the time, and now is the time. There is no second chance. My colleague spoke about earlier as it relates to thinking about running behind wind and running behind this and running behind that. This is not time about taking chances. You know why our young people think about taking chances?
Because they've grown them to be gamblers. That is what they've grown them to be, gamblers. And always looking at others and want to wish and feel that they can get that just by standing up and thinking and wishing. It is not like that. They must be prepared to work. Put your shoulders to the wheel. Earn honestly. And I'm saying, today I was talking to a friend, we must bring back some aspect of national service. Because that is going to help our youth to come disciplined. If you don't have a disciplined nation, we'll be divided. We will be divided, Agricola. And let us don't be divided. Because why? When we divided, they're going to conquer us one by one by one. And when we all over, everybody has been taken away. So let us realize what is happening. Some of us will say, you know what? Me, I ain't got a problem. Because I all right, I eating. Me children going to QC and the best school or whatever the case might be. You're going to soon get a problem. Because when they can't get it, they're going to be at your gate for it. And when they can't get it at your gate, you better don't come out. Because they're going to take it from you. Because it's survival of the fittest. And when you look at yourself and pride yourself because of you, don't worry. The same children who are allowed to be neglected and run down is the same children your daughter, your son are going to make a pick or a choice from. And what is going to happen? What is going to happen? So don't ever tell yourself that you're better than your neighbor or you're better than your brother and your sister, because things have a way in creeping in. Culture. I can tell you, I can go any part of this country. I've gone all over this country. And if you go into the Indian neighborhoods, there's no way they're no longer playing Dil Nakadeko, Dil and so on. They're listening to Vice Cartel. They're listening to Beanie Man. They're listening to everything that we're listening. They're living the life that we're living. But they may appear better because they're getting the money to fulfill the lifestyle. Our children are not getting the money, and that is why you find they're running delinquent or running foul with the law. We don't need that. That mustn't be the way of our children. That must not be the way of our children. I'm telling you, I've learned from parents that they don't even want the children no longer, when they're going to career day, to even put on a military uniform to say that they're portraying to become police and soldiers.
All right.
Why? Because they've allowed our organization and system to run so bad that even the little children are seeing that on the news every day. Even in the community. From the time the police come in or the soldier pass through, they're not friends, they're enemies. And that should never be. You could check back. The youths of those folks, how many soldiers, how many police came up from Agricola and make high ranking, high position, and persons who are there to help the community in the time of needs. But they have made you feel now that you shouldn't love police, you shouldn't love soldiers, you should hate them. Nowhere. It is not about the soldiers or the police, it's about the system. And we have to ensure that this system is changed. It must change. It must change, Agricola. And we're going to restore peace, happiness, joy, respect, integrity, characters. And we're going to bring out scholars out of Agricola. For all the youths who feel that you've lost, you've not lost, because there's a place for you still. We're going to ensure that the system's so designed that we can bring you back, put you on path, and get you ready for a better life. So don't give up, but don't waste your vote. For those who are still contemplating and want to go blue, I want to ask you a simple thing. If I go in the yard and I see mango dropping on the ground, and I decide to pick one mango and I taste it and it's sweet, and I take the mango seed and I go and plant it in my yard, is what mango getting? The same mango I picked there. Same mango getting there. Same mango getting there. And if a man just a few months ago fall apart from an organization which he's been with for years, what happens there? What happens there? What happens there? So, Agricola, I know our youths, you have lost from knowing history. And why?
because the system's so designed. They're not ensuring that. They have a system where they're saying that no one left behind. You know why they want no one left behind? Because they want you to come out not knowing what you're supposed to know. Because when in our times, if you don't make the marks, you don't make the score, you don't understand certain things, you got to repeat that class till you know it. But they want you to go, no one left behind, because at the end of it, they know that you don't know what they want you to know. And that is why they can bring you and pull you and use you and put you in the direction that they want you. We have to stop that. Our youth must be well ready and learn. They must know about the constitutional rights. They must know what the law says. They must know to able to interact with the police. That what you're doing, officer, it is wrong. This is not the law. The law requires this. In America, you can go and even a 5 or 6 year old child could tell you from the time the police approach them or ask them anything, they said, I reserve my Fifth Amendment rights. They can tell you that because these are things that are being taught at school. So Agricola, we are appealing to you tonight. This consider a special and a great opportunity. We just have a few days remaining. And don't let this message here tonight go on deaf ears. Please, every minute, every hour, and every day, just take the opportunity and continue to interact. Burn the hatches. Come back together. Stand strong and ready to wake up on the morning of September 1st and go out there in your numbers and vote overwhelmingly for APNU. APNU. We will ensure that Agricola, you get back on course, and this place shall be a paradise. God bless you, Agricola. I love you. Good night.
Simplicity we used to survive. Simplicity we used to survive. The one to live in property, that's the way we are. Simplicity we used to survive. Thank you, Dr. Paul Williams. Thank you. Thank you so much. Our next speaker, and I know he will not be as long, and he can be as long, but thank you, Dr. Williams. You are on fire. It's our own Ronald Daniels, a lawyer by profession, a young man who speaks your language. Let's welcome Ronald. Until the velocity which operates superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Everywhere is war. It's a war. But until they're no longer first class and second class citizens.
We're in a war, Agricola. You don't understand somebody when the rain come down just now try to shelter me with a red umbrella. Tell them no! Like they're wet. Then somebody else come and try to shelter me with a blue umbrella. Said no! Like they're wet. Because rain or shine, we voting them out. Rain or shine, what we doing? Rain or shine, what we doing, Agricola? Agricola, listen. I just want to gaff with y'all tonight. I want to real talk to y'all. I don't want to speak to y'all ears, I want to speak to y'all hearts. Who knows the name Shaquille Grant?
All right.
Y'all know the name Shaquille Grant? For those who don't know the name Shaquille Grant, or those who don't remember the name Shaquille Grant, I said that we got a short memory. Shaquille Grant was 1 day away from his 18th birthday. 1 day away from his 18th birthday, the day before his 18th birthday, the police gunned him down in these streets in Agricola. And not only that, they gunned him down, they put him to lie down and they shot him 6 times. That was in 2012 under the PPP. Romel Ballers was right next to him when they shot him. And one of the bullets that went through Shaquille Grant hit Romel Ballers. Agricola, wake up. I ain't come here for talk to y'all ears. I come for talk to y'all hearts.
All right.
Little do y'all know that just a year before, the Minister of Home Affairs then, Clement Roy, was the Minister of Home Affairs then. And Clement Roy gave Shaquille Grant just a year before a certificate showing that he joined in the policing group in this community. 1 year after, the very police killed him. And my brother saying behind me that they killed him in his yard. So when the rain falling in Agricola on this night in particular, is because we washing the blood out and we washing the PPP out. So don't shout me with no red umbrella. There's a bloody umbrella. Don't shout me with no blue umbrella. You know what blue represents? Vexation. If you want to get me vexed, you put a blue umbrella over me head. That red that the PPP has, that red is a symbolic red. It's only we don't understand that red. That red represents the blood of all the Shaquille Grants that is shot down in this country. That red represents the blood of Ronaldo Peters that they shot down in London the other day. And the same thing that they did to Shaquille Grant, they did to Ronaldo Peters. They said, you know what? These were bad boys. They put up resistance towards the police. And the police had to shoot them down in defense of themselves. If the video didn't come out, if the video didn't come out for Ronaldo Peters, is another mother would have been crying without justice. When we say how many sons lost in the slaughter and blood running in the streets like water, this under the PPP. For Janae, they left for Janae 4 children without a father. After they done shoot down Ronaldo Peters the day before, if that wasn't enough, they shoot for Janae a couple hours after. And that is the people y'all want to govern y'all. No. The youths who wearing the red and the blue in this community. That is the people y'all want to govern y'all. No. Y'all gonna put on the red, and is y'all blood gonna be wrapped up in that very same red. All right. Not in Agricola. All right. 2012. All right. 2012. They killed Shaquille Grant in the community here. 2012, they killed Alan Lewis in Linden there. All right. 2012, they killed Ron Somerset in Linden there. All right. And these are people who are standing up for their rights, standing up for a better Guyana, standing up for better circumstances in the community. And they gunned them down. All right. Agricola, Rain or shine, what we doing? Rain or shine, we voting them out. Y'all remember how much years Shannon Grant had to wait for justice for his son? How much years Shannon Grant suffer running behind the courts, waiting for justice for his son? I was one of the persons involved in that process. The Shakir Grant Foundation that sought to make the life of the youths in the community better so that they wouldn't come in and shoot down the other youths in the community. And Shannon Grant get exhausted. They exhausted her. And soon after that justice peep out, she went to join her son. How many more mothers must be going through that type of foolishness? And these are the people y'all want to govern y'all. Agricola, y'all just look around. Just look around, y'all. Look over at Miss Leonie there. Where is man on a mission for her house?
All right.
Y'all turn and look at Miss Leonie there. Where is the man on a mission for her house?
Stop.
Where is Mohammed's coming in to take photo up for her house?
All right.
And y'all want to be putting on the red and the blue? People who couple days before elections running into your community, cleaning up the drains because that is what y'all deserve as far as they're concerned. They're putting up fancy cameras in your community. You know what they're putting up in their community? Mansions.
All right. Repeat again.
Where is your mansion?
Say it again.
Where is your fancy homes? Where is the fancy school your children going to? The youths in this community. The youths in this community running around the streets aimlessly, without a sense of direction. We don't understand how vulnerable and traumatized we are. And when you are vulnerable, people come in to advantage you. And quite unfortunately, the people that make you vulnerable is the same people who come in to advantage you. Let me paint a picture for y'all. Hunger is not a nice thing. Poverty is not a nice thing. We know how many young girls and how many young boys get advantage because they're hungry. There's the same thing that's happening to the people in these communities. We're so accustomed to having so little that anything above so little, they seem like a fortune to me. So people could just come and dazzle a little dollar and we gone running with the red and the blue. Let the rain fall and wet me. I want no blue umbrella, I want no red umbrella. Those are symbols of oppression. And Agricola, we are not going to be oppressed because rain or shine, what we doing? Rain or shine, what we doing? Let me tell you the people that we should be celebrating in this community. We stand up at Romulus Street. Romulus was a Roman general. You got Caesar Street. Caesar telling Rome. Romulus ain't coming to look after y'all. Titus ain't coming to look after y'all. Caesar ain't coming to look after y'all. It's Mr. Shekel here. He has been contributing to the community. Why don't we have one of these streets named after Mr. Shekel? Listen, these things has got me really emotional, yeah? My voice stick, my emotions stick because as young Corbin was saying, politics is serious business. We're dealing with people's lives, literally people's lives. When the PPP ain't coming into this community, when the relationship and breakup was yet for Muhammad to come into the community, there's people like Mr. Shekel standing up for y'all with their own money trying to clean up this community.
All right. Give you a clap for that.
Give him a round of applause for that, man. We need to restore in this community the uprightness like the Miss Burrows, the Miss Branch. Why we don't have streets named after them? Give those people a round of applause. Those are our community, Romulus, not Titus, not Caesar, not Irfan, and certainly not Mohammed. We got to celebrate the Johns in this community, not the people who coming in this community and shooting your sons down and calling them John Does. We got to celebrate the Johns. Give the Johns a round of applause, man. Y'all got to celebrate y'all people. If y'all don't celebrate y'all people, they're going to put people in y'all community who don't care about y'all for y'all to celebrate them. Let them know we have our own heroes in Agricola. I tell y'all, I ain't coming for talk to y'all ears. I come for talk to y'all hearts.
All right. Say it again.
The PPP is the most corrupt and the worst thing Guyana ever had.
Right.
And I say that without fear of contradiction. I, Ronald Daniels, saying that the PPP is the most corrupting and the worst thing for this country. And nobody could contradict that. Agricola, I just want one person. I don't even want two. I just want one person to stand up and tell me, one of the Agricola persons, to stand up and tell me over the 28 years the PPP being in government, whether life get better for them. Just one person. My brother there was saying that we need to bring back the national service because we need to inject some discipline into our youths. We need to inject a sense of pride into our youths. We need to inject into our youths a sense of community. And you know, I sympathize with the youths and I sympathize with the parents them. And why I sympathize with the parents them, because I know that y'all want to be at home in the nights. Y'all want to be at home in the afternoons when your children come home from school, so y'all could spend that quality time with them and raise them up in the proper way. But y'all can't do that because y'all out guarding some rich people's house. And too many of our women, especially in the mature age, work in security guard in this country. That should not be. Miss Leonie dear, Miss Leonie is 74. And y'all in Agricola, y'all know Miss Leonie. Miss Leonie got to ride out every day on a motorbike because she needs to eat. She says to me, she's afraid to stop working because if she stops working, she can starve. That should not be the life of any 70-year-old, not in this community, not in any community. And as the police passing, let me talk to y'all as y'all passing. Do the proper thing tomorrow, yeah? Don't let them promote y'all when they're coming out of government. Don't let them send y'all into this community to kill the young men that look like y'all. They're giving y'all $240 as plain clothes allowance, $50 as sergeant allowance, $1,300 for rental allowance. That is what the government is giving y'all. The government that claim to care about y'all. And you see who they got sending into the communities to shoot down the young black boys in these communities. You know, people like to say that when you talk on behalf of black people, that you're racial. Let me educate y'all tonight, because I come out with a teaching spirit tonight. And I'm going to look at the folks on Facebook. I'm going to look at the folks on YouTube. I'm going to look at the folks in the diaspora. And I'm going to look at the people that the government got looking at me. We can't be racial. Black people can't be racial. Racism is an economic enterprise. You got to be controlling resources to be racial. And through racism, they keep you out of the resources. We don't have any resources to keep anybody out of. All right. So black people can't be racial. When I talk on behalf of the black youths, it's because I am one of them. All right. When I talk on behalf of the black youths, it's because I have gone through what they have gone through. I have dodged the police bullets. I've been thrown into the police van just because I look like me, while I hold 2 engineering diplomas and a law degree. And several other things to my name. But I'm getting thrown into the police van, dodging police bullets, because I look like me. You are marginalizing these communities because you look like you. The young men in these communities don't have a proper ground to recreate on and to advance their skills on, because they look like you. That is not racism. That is racial consciousness. And we have to love ourselves first before we demand from anybody else to love us. If you don't love yourself, nobody is going to love you. And the government is going to come in to this community and treat you in that way because they don't love you. And they know that you don't love yourself enough to stand up to their foolishness. But rain or shine, wake up, Agricola, rain or shine. I turn in my face here, so I can see Elizabeth standing next to me there to usher me off. Listen, Guyana is a rich country. Agricola, are you rich people? Agricola, are you rich people? Where is Agricola's riches? Where is McDoom's riches? Where is Albystone riches? Where is Tiger Bay's riches? Where is Caneville riches? Where is Buxton riches? Where is Mucka riches? We talking foolishness about wearing red and voting for the PPP and voting for Mohammed. Where was when the youths in this community been losing their lives? I will tell you where Win was. Win was friends with the PPP, and because the relationship broke up, that is when they suddenly know that the PPP treating people bad. They were providing guns for the PPP. They said it themselves. They were providing vehicles for the PPP. They said it themselves. Ronald Daniels is repeating that. You know why the color is blue? Blue is a color of vexation. It's farther fall out. That is why they're wearing blue. Y'all wake up, y'all gotta be conscious of these symbols. Where was Win When the people in Maccabee losing their lands, where was Win then? Listen, some PPP people showed up by my house yesterday. And quite unfortunate, it's just the people that look like me that they sending in my communities. And they come knocking on my gate. So I went out to them because I want give. They're asking me if I voting for the PPP. I ask, why you representing the PPP? Let me reverse the thing, man. Why you representing the PPP? One of them opened their mouth to tell me, oh, the PPP putting up infrastructure. Where is your infrastructure? What house are you living in? Where is your personal infrastructure? Where is the infrastructure from your pockets that you take into Starbuck and Border Market and the Penitence Market to combat this high cost of living? I asked them, I said, listen, where were you when the PPP been pulling down the houses in Moka to put up roads? One of them got on, listen, one of them, he behind the crowd, so he run and come through. His resign. You must think it's some done there because I got dreadlocks and a stamp in my yard. Just pick up the clothes my wife wash and I ain't got on jersey. So he come to defend the park. Saying, oh, you know what the court decided. I said, listen, it's an attorney you're talking to. Let's have that conversation. Brothers, you all vote right. Think about your wife, your children, when you're voting. Your auntie, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your grandmother. Think about all of them when you're voting. Liz, I'm wrapping up now. I know we got Saipu, I know we got Dexter wrapping up now. They're telling me, oh, the people didn't own the land. Granger had a chance to regularize them, and he tell them they could go and squat. How Granger telling people they could go and squat now when the people been living there for over 20 and 30 years? Why the PPP didn't regularize the land and give them the title? You know what they say? The road passing through there. It's not road passing through there. It's the infrastructure of their friends and family going up there. You pass and see where the road was supposed to go. It's far from the road. Where was when the PPP, when the people in Maka were punishing and losing their lands? All right. Where is your $40 million still on your friends? All right. Where is your one of y'all lend me $40 million because I got a couple of things I want to do. Where is your $40 million still on your friends? Sometimes we don't even got $400 for ourselves, let alone $40 million to lend somebody. Listen, I gotta go here. I vex. This is war, people. This is war. For Agricola to grow, for Caneville to grow, for Maka to grow, for our Boston to grow, for Tiger Bay to grow, for Guyana to grow. Agricola, I love y'all. I am living, that's how you living. I'm living to the final all we can do every day. Only I to the price. I'm a living of the day. My Lord, you say, I see people on the rock, all of me. Step on your face and long life. Don't look for the thing.
Thank you, Ronald, and always bringing it home. Thank you, our last two speakers, because I want the it to sink in. Our last two speakers, bear with us. Watch with me just a little longer. Watch with me. Agricola, Guyana, watch with me just a little longer. Oh my goodness, watch with me. For these speakers will plead with you that never again will the PPP be returned to power. Let us welcome our own Psycho Andrews. PTT go back. If you go back, we'll be able to take. Reverse a bit, PTT. Oh, Lord. All right, don't make the thing. Which one? All right, PAE, go back in the corner. Yeah, just go back a bit. Come back. Go back. Come back. Wait. All right. We vote in APNU. Thank you, Compy. Hey, that's it.
We live things, say everything nice too, we full of vibes and things. If you want feel it to them heart, when them get you overstand it. No people come to Jamaica, no, oh, we live things, say everything nice too, we full of vibes and things. If you want feel it to them heart, when them get you overstand it. No people come to Jamaica, no, oh, we live things, say everything nice too, we full of vibes and things. If you want feel it to them heart, when them get you overstand it. No people come to Jamaica, no, oh, we live things, say everything nice too, we full of vibes and things. If you want feel it to them heart, when them get you overstand it. The day I told one day, I fought with a white man, I come all the way from Yahweh. And he turned to me and said, how come Jamaica full of so much green face? Same time he lift me head to the sky, and a teardrop fall from me high. Me say, man, you come and go, apologize, let me show you why you cry. Look back at the hand. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at that hungry child. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the school that you don't have to get an education. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the conditions of our nation. Do you see anything to smile about? No people come to Jamaica, no, oh, when it is everything nice, so we full of vibes and things. If you want to know, Agricola, that you understand it. The day I tell one day, I fought with a white man will come out to them from now. What is that say? And in turn to me and say, how come Agricola full of so much sweetness? Same time lift me head to the sky, and I teardrop fall from the eye. Me say, man, you come with God for a drive, let me show you. Agricola, look on the gully side, yeah. Do you see any? Dash it away, dash that away. Good evening, Agricola. How you doing? Well, according to Cheryl, things tight. Yes, I think tight. And the specialists are the people in Agricola. You know, we had this saying that you try to make $1 out of 15 cents. Well, the best economists come from South Georgetown and communities like Agricola, because you guys know when things tight, how to take $1, $20, $100 back in the day and make a meal. But no longer will we have to suffer under those conditions where we stretching things like if we see elastic, like we see Incredibles, like we just stretching money, because under Aubrey, Compton Norton, and the APNU, the lives of the people of Agricola will be transformed from poverty to prosperity. Listen to me. These people have had time on their hands. They have had monies for decades. Thank you very much, sir. Look on the Agricola side. He's saying look on the gully side, nothing is there to smile about. But listen, as I was saying, these people have had time, they have had resources, and they forgot about Agricola. And now they come to you at a time of elections and they say to you, look the little gutter contract, look what we've done, and expect you to vote for them. Because in their mind, in their study of your psychology and the way you operate, they believe that your memory is short. Well, if that is true and your memory is short, I am here to remind you that what they did showed that they do not care. And as such, tonight, you will make the decision to choose Aubrey Compton Norton and the APNU, who has demonstrated by a manifesto that they care for people and that we will put you first. We were in a community just like Agricola, and we were sharing tracks, and I came into contact with two contractors. It's like night and day. Both are qualified. Both have been trained. Both have decided under the PPP government that they want to move from public practice to private practice. One had on a short pants. He's from the community. He's from the ghetto. He doesn't have an excavator. He's done about 3 contracts in 5 years. He doesn't have an excavator. He doesn't have a roller. If the government was to offer him a $100 million contract, he would have to go to the government supporters to rent these equipments. The other contractor, however, has started contracting only 2 years now. He has excavator, roller, bobcat, low bed. He bought a house for his mother. He bought a house for his sister. He's building a big fancy house in some community. He's testifying how it is great. But you know what is the difference between those two contractors? One is a part of the friends, family, and favorites. And the other one is a genuine, hardworking Guyanese who just need the opportunity to succeed. And so the system is already rigged, because the one that doesn't have the equipment is the one who refused to stand up by a minister to go to his office and beg for a contract. And so when the freezer left, that is what he gets. A $5 million road resurfacing. Because you know why? He is not a part of the friends, family, and favorite. And so this government comes to you after they would have done all that they would have done. When we look at sports, Agricola, most of our athletes come from Linden, community that looks just like Agricola. When the government had a chance to build a world-class stadium and track, where did they go? Did they come to a community that is accessible like Agricola? Did they put it next to the National Stadium so it's a stone throw away from you or the people in South Georgetown where true athletes come from? Did they put it close to Linden? Where did they go? They go to Lenora, Region 3, where their support base is. You know why they did that? Because the intention is not to take your talent and have you in a position where you can nurture it so that you can develop yourself and earn from that, that your life could be different. Where is all the hotels in this country? Most of them is in Georgetown, in Region 4. So any government that cares about the young people of Region 4 who happen to be waitresses and bartenders, they want to open a hospitality training center. You know where they took it? They took it to Barbies by their support base. So they are training their supporters in hospitality. But the truth of the matter is, you in Agricola, you in South Rhineville, West Rhineville, North Rhineville, all of the South Georgetown, you are the ones that are pouring and being waiter and waitresses. You are the ones that need the training. But the training will not come to you because the government don't intend to empower you. Because when they empower you, you will stand on the side, and when they come to give you something that you don't deserve, you will say, what? I don't need that. And that is your power, and that is how this government shows time and time again that they do not care for people that live in communities like Agricola. After 5 years in government and spending more than 3.5 times that the coalition spent, this country has got nothing in return but high cost of living and a high crime rate. You heard what I said? After spending more than 3 times what the coalition spent, this government was able to offer us in this country nothing more than a high crime rate and high cost of living. And now 2% and the 1%ers who have become very rich. The gap between the rich and the poor is so wide, it has become unbelievable. There is no middle class. The Happy Compton Norton government, come September the 2nd, intends to expand the middle class of this country. He intends to take young people from Agricola and move you from poverty to the middle class. And so, when we continue to spend, to lose 40 cents on the dollar, we are losing this year almost $480 billion due to corruption and inefficiency. That money can come to communities like Agricola. That money can come in the form of a grant for small business owners. That money can come in the form of training for the young man who is not academically inclined, but rather wants to use his hand. He can be taught how to make blocks. He can be taught how to be an electrical engineer. He can be taught how to be a technician. He can be taught skills that allow him to earn a living and elevate himself, moving from poverty to prosperity. And so, when Mr. Norton says, we will give the people back their money, and we will create the programs to give them back their monies, how does he intend to give back this money? We give back this money, as the leaders, as the other speaker said, in rent to own. But when the people heard about rent to own, they call up all their trolls and their social media acolytes, and they say, condemn it. But you know what you can't condemn? You can't condemn the truth, because it stands the test of time. And our record is clear. West Rhineville, born and raised Agricola, 2-bedroom range house apartment. My grandmother paid $18 a month rent, and then $25,000 to have the transport in her name. My mother lived in at home and raised 10 children. I am a product of that home and that community. We were saved by the PNC government. We were saved what is now known as the APNU, which has the PNC as the biggest party in it. Because my grandmother was abandoned by her family, and it was the PNC who had the vision and the care for people like her. And mind you, she wasn't black. She was Portuguese. So when you come and talk your trash about your racism, we have a history of making Indian people rich. We have a history of making... Hey! So when we talk about rent to own, we have a track record. You cannot shoot it down. And so we're saying to the young people of Agricola, we are saying to the young people of Agricola, if you are 18 years old, you have never had a home, we will to make sure that you have a free house lot. But here's the catch, and let me tell you this. This is the difference between the APNU's plan and the PVP plan. The PVP's plan is this: to issue a piece of paper with your name, call it a transport and a title. After many years of expending your hard-earned money, blood, sweat, and tears, you cannot see a return on your investment because this paper represents a square footage that is covered by bush and no infrastructure. The European plan is simple. Cows graze on land and eat grass. Farmers is plant on land, but people live in homes. And so we will complement our land distribution policy with our own home ownership program, which includes our rent to own program. We are talking about the safest and the surest way of building generational wealth, which is through own ownership. Agricola, handouts don't work. It is for a moment. If your mother love you, she'll tell you, go to school, learn, because she's thinking about your future. And so the APNU is thinking about your future. So we don't want to give you a handout. We want to give you the bait, the hook, and the rod. Take you to the river and tell you fish, catch fish, sell fish, and become rich. And so our YES program is set up for the young people and the young men, the young women, and the young ladies, and even the middle-aged and the older folks of communities like Agricola, where we now will offer you soft loans, 0 interest rate, so that you can start your own business. Hey, Miss Lady, that is the hairdresser, hope is on the way. Help is on the way. Mr. Barberman, with the dream of opening a modern barber shop, help is on the way. To that young lady who watched her grandmother and helped her mother in the kitchen and has developed a skill set to cook the most tastiest dishes and have a dream for a restaurant one day, I say to you, help is on the way. Because come September the 2nd, Aubrey Compton Norton will be elected President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, and you, the people, will benefit from the resources. Now, I know, and let me say this again, training is what we did, and training we will continue to do. Because if we give you opportunity, we give you resources, and we give you training, then your success, if you apply yourself, is sure. And that is what people do for people who they care about. Now, the joint services are about to vote tomorrow. Come on, somebody with the bike. Let me move it, let this big truck pass. GPL. Oh God. Oh Lord. They ain't come for being back out. GPL ain't come for, no, not this guy. He looks like a good guy. But listen to me, Agricola, and you watching me on social media. The PPP. Okay, let us let this truck pass because we need to hear this.
Let truck pass.
Transformer. You're talking about transformer. I see a big transformer here. But when we talk about transformer, we ain't talking about the movie. We're talking about transforming GPL to an entity that is efficient, an entity that is productive, with quality management that can return it to profitability. And at the same time, the people of Guyana will have consistent and reliable electrical supply, electricity supply.
All right.
That's what we do. We're best at taking the trash that the people believe and turning it around. Look what we did to the economy.
All right.
An average of less than 1.5% inflation. But then these people come and basic food items gone up 75%. We continue to do road projects. Look at our road projects. 5 years and they're standing strong. Look at the ones that the BBB do. 2 years, broke up. 6 months, broke up. Because you got to spend a game. But listen, the joint services are voting tomorrow. Now the speakers are here to come.
All right.
The biggest trick that the PPP pulled off, they pulled it off on the joint services. The biggest deception in this country was done to those hard-working servicemen and women who brave the challenges that they face every day, leaving their homes sometimes, not knowing where the next meal would come from, knowing that they could be in the line of fire, defending our territorial integrity. And the PPP choose to pull a trick on them. You know what's the trick? Rather than give them consistent increases in salary, they resort to giving them a bonus every December. You know why they study them? They study that most of them are of Christian persuasion. And they love Christmas. And so if you give them a bonus at Christmas time, they will be happy. That's all we say.
Yeah.
But here is the trick behind that. When you don't give me a salary increase, my salary stays stagnant. It means that my pension remains stagnant. So rather than you give them the increase on the salary, you're giving them a bonus. Well, the APNU came to power because we care, and we told them, listen, we're going to give you the salary increase. And when things get better, we give you back your bonus. So what we will do for the servicemen and women? What we will do for the servicemen and women? From the time we go to office, and let me say this. Watch the Facebook, listen to me carefully. The president addressed the servicemen and women who are voting tomorrow. You know what he said? We will offer you increased salary. Big man. We come from the get. You can't trick me with words.
All right.
Where is your commitment? Or Become to Norton has committed that in his 400 days, he will raise the joint services wages and salary by 35%. We don't skirt around the issue. We don't say increase could be 2%, 3%, 4%, which is standard what the PPP offers hard-working public servants. We are saying 35 at a minimum. And we are also saying, not one-off that you did with the children. Agricola, listen what they did in 2015 elections coming down. They decided they were in trouble. They wanted to give something. And they looked at the children and they said, we'll give you a one-off cash. You must always remember, when a government says one-off, there's no intention to give another one. So in 2015, they had no intentions of giving you another cash grant. One day, the Granger came to power. When APNU came to power and those brilliant minds came together, you know what they said? They said, listen, 5 Bs. 5 Bs. Books, bicycle, bags, boats, breakfast. Right now, our program is simple. The president came out and said 200,000 transportation grant. And I told the people at Magnoon, transportation grant and cash grant. Let us do the maths. Their own is 200,000. This is ours. Simple. 40 weeks of school, 5 years a week. $1,000 for 2 hot meals, and that's very, 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 very cheap. That works out to $200,000. We add our cash grant, which will be given in two parts, 60, 60, 120,000. That is 320,000. Compare that to what the PPP is offering you. You do the maths. It is more superior. And if we have a national transportation network for school children, parents will save at a minimum $100,000. This brings us to $420,000 per year. Listen, for Guyana to grow, the PPP, for the youths of Agricola to grow, the PPP. So our program, you know why we give it 2 hot meals? Because it will incentivize young people, parents to send their children to school. When you send them to school and they have a hot meal, their brains clicking faster, they learn better. And that is why you could have seen under the APNU, the matriculation rate increase. You could have seen attendance increase, and you could have seen our scores in maths and English increase. Because youths were going to school and they were not hungry when they got there. That is a caring government, and that is where the corrupt money that they're thieving and stealing and give it to their friends and family, when we take it away, we put it in your pocket, your life gets better, the country gets better, Guyana goes on the map, because it will not have, when we do that, 48% of Guyanese living in poverty as we are living today under the PPP government. Agricola, the choice is simple. The choice is simple, Agricola. Young people, I beg you, I implore of you, I beseech you, listen. The only party right now that is qualified, that is positioned to help you, is the APNU. And before I close, my sister, it is important that Agricola knows who they are voting for. Mr. R.B. Compton Norton grew in poverty, came through poverty, stands up, resolute, educated, incorruptible. And when you assess him, you see that he's best positioned to formulate plans and policies that can affect your life, because he knows what you face. He's been touched by your poverty. He has been touched by your discrimination. He has been touched by your sidelining, because he experienced it, and so he can produce the plans and the programs that can take you out of where you are. And for that reason, come September the 1st, we will put our X next to the palm, tap on the ballot, bottom of the ballot, next to the palm, and vote R.B. Compton Norton as the next president of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. For Agricola to grow, the PPP. Thank you very much. Blessings.
One more speaker. Bear with me. Watch with me just a little bit. Just a little longer. I want to acknowledge the presence of Bonnie House and Charmin Blackman. I want to acknowledge the presence of Agricola people. And I also want to say thank you, Ronald, for mentioning Uncle Shekel. Thank you, Ronald. These are people who believe in community. believe in this village, live here, grow their family, and remain here, contribute back. Thank you. At this time, I want to welcome finally to the podium our own is pure liars tonight. Dexter Todd, the man who stood up when Adriana Young and her family give it up to him. It's a night, say to me some party wine and 16 not pop up. Now it's too late. So I do back to I get enough food. Lose and night, it's a night. Say to me some party wine and 16 not pop up. Now it's too late. So I do back to I get
Agricola, good night, good night. Man, I love the energy here. I love the energy here. You're getting facts tonight. Listen, the APNU is not a wimpy, pimpy party. The APNU is a strong, mighty party. You don't need to be afraid of PPP, when or any other party. Let me tell you something. The PPP got into office in 2020 by a damn fluke. And any party that condones rigging, look how many ballot boxes, unaccounted documents, no documents. Look how many dead people voted. Look how many overseas people voted. That is not a party to be afraid of, because they can't win this thing fair and square. They got to scramble, they got to thief, they got to cheat, they got to intimidate. And that is what they have been doing, intimidating the people. They have not bring true love and development to this country. They have brought fear, intimidation, bloodshed in all parts of this country. And they have brought to this country what I considered as immature politics. When you look at them, you cannot be proud of the leaders coming out of the PPP. Not one of them, starting with the rap. That man is not a man that any one of your children can look up to and think about, I want to be like him. The man, Auntie, you said it right. The man has never sat, I tell you, he has never led by an example in this country. The man jumped on a program and the man said that people are calling the activists all sorts of names and all sorts of things, and he wanted to make the public and the international community feel as though that we have gone solo. But that is the man that went low. That is the man that went on public television, social media, and said that these people in this country are stupid people. That is the man that called your own friend. He own friend when they stole the elections in 2020. The man that took them in his vehicle. The man that gave them some form of security. He ended up calling the man Slack Bokta. My point is, this man has absolutely no scruples. The man has absolutely no integrity, and the man is not the right person at all to talk about talking down Guyanese people, because he never led by an example. I want to say to you, any party that comes to bear, and I want you all to listen to me very carefully. Agricola, listen to me very carefully. You see, the problem with us as Guyanese is that they always think that they can fool us. And they can do all sorts of things to try to get us to not identify the facts and not be able to deal with the facts appropriately. Any party, you look at it all over the world, any party that comes into existence because what we say is that the party has what is called a political philosophy. The party has a political ideology. The party knows what they believe in. And it's because of their conviction of what they believe in, they pursue. If you are thinking about win, you must listen when Adel Nandalal talk. That's the only time you must listen. Because they talk out their own secret. He said, the man has a deal. The man vexed with us because of this. Because we didn't side with him and we didn't protect him with the sanction. So all you're having is bitterness because we didn't protect him. That is not a political ideology. That is not a vision to lead the country. That is not a party that is coming that understands their role in the political landscape of a country. And therefore, you cannot be foolish in allowing the party to take, listen. I remind many people, and I'm reminding Agricola tonight, flags don't win elections, rallies don't win elections, public meetings don't win elections, votes win elections. And we is not and will not be in a position to defeat the PPP. There is only one party that can defeat the PPP. We have done it, we did it in 2015, and we can do it again. There is only one party, and that party is APNU. So when you think about Winisa is a first thing on the block, and they come with hype. Hype don't win elections. You think hype don't win the PPP? Numbers win it. And when you split your vote and you give your vote to another party and you're sitting by, because I have heard some stories about from our people, and I've had to take the time. I had to take the time to speak to them and say, listen, start to think smartly. All right. Do you think you want, listen to me, many of them want Aplu to win. But just because they believe that Mohammed deserves a chance to be in parliament with his party, they're going to give the vote. You know what you're doing? You know what you're doing? You are playing with your vote. And you are playing with the future of this country. You are playing with your own life. Don't bother with roads. Any government that goes into power will do roads. Roads is not an incentive. Roads is not an incentive. But you must think, am I going to be alive to walk on the road? That is what you need to think. What if you got fancy road? And you're getting shoot down left, right, and center. None of you are alive to walk on the road. You gotta think about that. You gotta think about your security. You're walking around and you're looking around all these big fancy hotels that going up. How many of you can afford to go into them big fancy hotels? How many of you can afford to buy a meal? You gotta think about these things. You're living in poverty, and all you can do is smile when other people, when foreigners coming left, right, and center and enjoying it. Listen, you have to enjoy your country. You have to be the ones to enjoy the labor and the fruits of this country. And therefore, that is what APNU is offering. It's offering you a pathway to get out of poverty, man. And to be able to live, and to be able to thrive, and to be able to excel, and to be able to develop your ideas. It's not for you to looking. Many of you, some of you have never even driven past Pradouville. Some of you have never even gone into Pradouville and to see how them people living. Doesn't it ache you to know that you're working secure? Some of you are working security. Some of you are cleaning the drains. You're getting warm. All of your hand breaking out, and you got to be paying your taxes. And it's your taxes paying them big salaries, and they're living in mansions, and they got maids, and they got all sorts of people to make them coffee. Look how much cup of coffee Barry drinking per your head. Plenty coffee. And he getting it because he ain't buying it, he ain't gonna buy it. He ain't buying it. And you all must think about these things. These are the important things to think about. You can't be living in poverty and punishing and living from salary to salary, paycheck to paycheck. Some of you don't know the last day you even buy prawns. Huh? And these people got all sorts of activities at State House. And when the people got to talk, look about the wastage, all sorts of the prawns. Sometimes people barely pick up the prawns and take a little pinch of the prawns and put it down back there. Your taxpayers' money, man. Your taxpayers' money. So when they come to talk to you, they must come to listen. Let me say this thing very, very simple. I'm telling you, and I want you to listen good. We are all the shareholders of this country. The Constitution says we have the sovereign power, and we exercise that power by selecting our representatives. So when the representatives are selected, in this sense, when they are elected through an elections, they are to represent the interests of all of us, not themselves, all of us. And if there were any type of care for our people, one of the first things a caring government would have come to do, they would have been coming through Agricola. And long before the basing money and thieving the money and building all sorts of things, they would have been concerned about how the people really living in Agricola. But they don't care. They know that at the end of the day, if you're accustomed on a mud road, if you're accustomed on a road with a whole lot of potholes, all they need to come and do is to patch the road up, coming close to election, the same, just a month or 2 months, or just the same year of elections, and they win your vote. That is how cheap your vote is. That can't be so. I have represented hundreds of you living right here in Agricola. Lots of your young men I have represented. And I can tell you, the same law that they have to face is not the same law that the others have to face. And that is another thing you must take into consideration. Why must I, as a citizen, as a shareholder of this country, why must I face the full blunt of the law while your people don't face the full blunt of the law? Is that equality? Is that being equal under the law? Look at it. I heard we have two of our stalwarts here, Mr. Buddy Irons and Miss Sharman Blackman. If this government, PPP government, they care about the artists in this country, where is the copyright laws in this country? Where are the laws to protect the creativity of our people and make sure that they benefit from it? You will only have that on the APNU. You will only have that on the APNU. Why is it that people have to fight in this country for bail? And if it's some simple thing, you got 300 and something grams of marijuana, no bail. A man hit down someone, kill them on the spot. He walks out with a 400,000, and so there is no balance in the law. Why? They don't care how the laws are being administered in this country because the laws don't affect them. They're not affected. You have people writing this Agricola. An allegation of rape is made against them. They are thrown in the lockups and they will not come out of the lockup until 72 hours pass. And sometimes you got to beg to get them out. But the same allegation comes against one of their friends and favorite, and they get to walk out to the station just a couple hours and smiling. And these are the things that you have to think about. You cannot think of yourself as being protected under the PPP government. What you must see clearly is that under the PPP government, you are more victimized and you are more at risk. It is only the APNU has said and has made a pledge to you that every man will be treated equally under the law. Every man. And it doesn't matter who you are. That is why corruption is so rampant in Guyana. The corruption cry in Guyana is not only the pronouncement of the APNU. So don't believe we are just trying a thing on the PPP. Look at how many reports internationally have pronounced that this country is corrupt. You have an international journalist gets an award for exposing corruption in this country, coming on the cover. The whole world see it. And we must be proud of the PPP. They get to get away scot-free. But let one of you, and you young men in Agricola, you must hear me. Let one of you, somebody go make an allegation against you. See how the police come and get you. Look at the treatment you get. And look at the treatment they get. There is no one Guyana. There is one law that is created under the PPP. And then there is another law which is created under the PPP. Two different laws. The law that keeps you suppressed. The law that keeps you enslaved. And then they have the law which protects and allow them to thrive in this country that belongs to all of us. I leave with you tonight if you really want to see this country develop, no country can develop where there is not a respect for law and order. And I tell you, there will never be an investigation into the Adriana's Young matter under the PPP. Never. But we commit to you that every murder, every mother that cried for her child, every father that cries for his child, every crime that was not properly investigated will be investigated, will be all those crimes that have been covered up. You will get justice under the APNU. We commit that to you because we believe in law and order. We believe in a safe society. We believe in a country that where there is law and order, it can develop. That is how you will feel safe. Agricola, you will get your respect not by going back to the PPP. The PPP should have been ashamed. With all I know of Agricola, I have walked these streets. I came to people and find witnesses to say that we can get people off who are wrongfully accused of crimes in this country in the same street. And just to note that when I come in through there, you got PPP flag up there. A government that set no example and give no direction on policies when it comes to how people are to be treated in this community. How dare you allow that? How dare you allow that? Something is wrong and you have to correct it. You have to correct it. You have to correct it. How dare you allow Win, which has no history, has never fought for not one single thing in Agricola. Nothing they have fought for. They are trying to get relevance on your vote. And they know they will fail. They know they're no match for the PPP, but they don't even care. They're a selfish party. They don't even care about not trying to split the votes. They don't care. And that is why you have to really assess what is really the agenda of some of these small parties. Because they know they can't win the PPP. But they will go down the line of trying to mislead people rather than encouraging them to support the only party that can stand up to the PPP. I say to you in closing, don't gamble with your vote. A gamble with your vote is a gamble with your life. A gamble with your life is a gamble with your legacy. A gamble with your legacy is a gamble with your generation. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. This is not time for wannabe politicians. This is a time for the only party that has the people at heart. This is the time for the only party to regain power. September 2nd, a new government will be sworn in. You must be a part of the celebration of that government. Agricola, because I am telling you, this entire community will be transformed. You know why I say that? Because you don't have to worry about the resources no more. 2015 to 2020, as I said, there was a big problem with resources. And so any government would have had to prioritize how they deal with their spendings. But we have the resources now. We have the resources. Don't be carried away. Roads, that is not an incentive. Any government got to build roads. Schools, that is not an incentive. Any government got to build schools. Hospitals, that is not an incentive. Any government got to build a hospital. But it's not only building the hospital. You've got to make sure that the staffing of the hospital is equally important. Not having new hospitals commission and people are dying within the first month because you cannot even provide the basic equipment for them to survive on. It's important. Nothing given to you. And I want to speak to you young people in thinking that you will not get free education. Listen to me. Know the facts. Free education started under the PNC. It was the PNC who was very strong in ensuring that the constitution of this country, it is your constitutional right to have free education from nursery to tertiary, man. The PPP never came and said to you why they did not obey the constitution for 20-something years. So when they say free education now, that's not an incentive. You are now obeying the Constitution. And we commit to you that we will continue to obey the Constitution. Not only with having free education, but we will ensure, as the many speakers spoke tonight about, we will ensure that there is incentives, there is motivation to allow our young people to develop in not only at the university level, but at other institutions. Thank you for listening to us. But we want you to note that this is the time, Agricola, to mobilize. This is not a time to play games. We are saying they bring money to you, take it. And take it from both sides. PPP bring it, it's your money. It's not, listen, any time ballot or a fund can show you that they take out the money out of their bank account and it's their personal money that they get from any one of their businesses, I will tell them I want it, because we know how they get it. But when you see the bringing, sending money, man, and calling and say, you have food in your house, say, no, bring the food. But come September 1, we will palm them out. If Win come in and Win tell you that he got money, listen, don't pay the taxes. It is we money. Take the money. And if they bring, no matter what they bring, 30,000, 40,000, 20-something thousand, take it. And tell them they gotta bring more because this is not enough for the tax. Tell them bring more. But when they bring it, take it. Take it. And palm them out September 1. Because we are going to be moving this country in a direction where our entire generations will be proud. Under the APNU, under the stewardship of Aubrey Compton Norton. I thank you.